have to
So
do
what do you
my.
think of the site?
I was a little shocked. I was like, well, okay. um, I don't know. I guess what's the URL again?
Awesomestmastermind.com.
All right. Yeah, I just well, I guess I'm kind of wondering if we're going to live on this site for eternity.
What was that?
If we say something silly, it'll be living there for eternity.
You're very right.
Like, so, but
No, I remember mentioning it last call, and maybe it was after you hopped off. I'm not sure. It might have been. Like, yeah, go for it. And then last night I was like, I haven't created this yet. It's probably last night at 6 o'clock, and I was like, I said I was going to. I said
what did you use to create it?
WordPress, and then it's actually the free theme, the 2016 for WordPress.
Right.
I was looking at using the theme I created Duhow.co with on Genesis, but it was just more than we needed, and I wanted something that looked simple, something that I could have the videos front and center.
Right.
And then I just basically worked around what they had, and
So it's
probably
it's the new theme from WordPress. It's
yeah, yep,
2016.
yep.
Cool.
Um,
Very good.
yeah, so I just kind of threw it up. It took me a couple hours to do.
Brendan's saying he needs another link.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea. What alternative link would he be talking about? Brandon, are you there?
Do you just need to turn on your mic? There's a little button on the top.
Eric!
Hey yo.
There
Eric, or Andrew, what alternative link is Brandon talking about?
I do not know. Did you go under settings, Brandon? There's a little gear, and it says which microphone you're pulling in sound from.
Oh, Eric, you look so fabulous tonight.
You too, brother.
I put on a nice shirt for this.
I trimmed my beard for you guys tonight.
It does look nice.
Oh, me too.
Me too.
I got a haircut.
Nice.
Brandon, I don't know what link you need. Let me see. Link. Yeah, I do have that, but you need the one that you can. That's not the link you need, though. You need this link that we're here. I can send it to you. I'll put it in hip chat. If you go to Awesomest Mastermind. Same. Jamil's saying same. I don't know what that means. Let's see if that works. Eric, what was your take on the website?
I actually didn't get a chance to look at it. Well, that's not true. I looked at it just before I just joined here. But I didn't look at it really. Okay, so I'm on it right now. It looks super like straightforward and simple, and I like it.
Can you see yourself?
I can't, no.
Push play.
That's so weird.
Let's see. Is this gonna be like the universe exploding if I like watch a video that I'm already on? Oh, weird. Okay, I gotta close it out. It's too strange. Okay.
You'll be all right, believe me.
Okay.
Hey Brandon, have you made it on? I don't know what's going on. Welcome, viewer. I don't know who you are. If you go to awesomestmastermind.com, there's a hip chat link below the video on the home page. Brandon, the link I sent you was the link originally that you would need. I don't know, Brandon. Is that all right to say that you have no idea? Business, because I have no idea. So Jamil. Yeah. External joins. I don't know what that means. What does external join mean? I don't know what external join means. You there, Brandon? Technical difficulties. Let's figure this out.
What?
Uh-oh.
Does that hip chat link work for you guys? Just so I know.
On the website?
Yeah. Yeah, Jamel's in it. Yep. Well, do we lose Andrew?
I'm
Oh, he's
back.
back.
That was
You're
me.
back.
I hit some wrong button. That's crazy.
Brandon, not able to join? How do I invite you to the Google event? I have no idea. You guys start saying something because I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
I should probably go fill out the sheet.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Well, whoever is watching this, we're having a little technical difficulties, but we will be hitting the ball very, very shortly. Thank you for joining us. My name is Terril. I'm the co-head honcho of dohow.co, and we are going to have a great time tonight once we get this all figured out. I think the lesson I'm learning is we need to get here before 7 o'clock to make sure it's working. I think that's the moral of the story. All right, I gotta invite you. How do I invite you that way? Eric, how's the snow?
Had a good day yesterday. I had you messaged me like earlier last or late last week. I was on my way to
Yeah,
Val.
yeah.
Dude, Val was so sick. Like totally full day of just like powder runs nonstop.
Dude,
Um,
that's the best.
I know, dude, it was so sick. Um,
Do you got a favorite run at Vale?
dude, I have no idea. I was just going with the flow. Going through the trees and shit, and like, dude, it was just awesome.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight. All right.
All right,
Hold on, I'm gonna invite. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'll invite. Let's see. All right, Brandon, I sent the invite. Not sure what that's gonna do, but try that out. Um, oh, welcome, Eric. I know, yeah, there won't be a link to join because that's just the link for the normal page. I don't know what link you're talking about, Brandon. I don't know why the link's not working for you.
Brandon, are you using Safari or are you using Chrome? Because I used to have problems with it using Safari, even though I'm using Safari right now. Chrome seems to work easier.
Is external joins enabled in the DoHow Google app account? Well, I'm not using the DoHow account. I'm using my personal account for this. External joins. External joins. What the heck does that mean? Well, this is going to be a lesson on how to get Google Hangouts to work, folks. Um, external joins. We can start as I'm trying to figure this out.
Hey, Terril, you sure you haven't muted him in the control room by any chance?
If I said no, I might be lying.
Because the moderator only has the ability to turn, like Eric's.
I know it's hilarious. Like, half cheese, half pepperoni.
Oh boy. I think I need a new. All right, I gotta write a new title for myself, Eric.
Yeah, mine's boring.
wait, what?
We've
Half cheese,
decided
half pepperoni.
we like your titling better.
Mine's too official. Like, what's up, Terril? Seriously.
All right, gotta redo that then.
Except
I just think I'm a
mine's.
lot funnier than I am. That's all. You guys can do whatever you want.
How do you mute someone in the control room? No, I can't unmute you. That's the problem. I can turn your thing off, but like, it's not showing you have a microphone. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. What do you mean with this version? Unplug your headset, or don't you have a mic anywhere else? I'll send you a new microphone, Brandon. I don't know, buddy. I don't know what link you got sent last time. I didn't send it to you.
I think you're gonna just have to type really fast, Brandon.
Yeah, type really fast. I like that idea. Cool. So I'll kick it off. We are at 7:16 where I'm at. 6:16 Eric's time and 8:16 everyone else's time. So what I've been working on this week, I've been working on getting exposure for Do How via blabs. I did 3 blabs this past week, and they're actually really fun. I also created the Awesomest Mastermind.com website last night, nonetheless, because I said I would do it, and I was like, I haven't done it yet, so it was last night I created that. And then I also edited the second podcast interview with Clay Green, which is going to go live tomorrow. So that's what I've been working on this past week.
Cheryl, could you give us a 10-second definition of what Blabs is?
Yeah, Blab is an online, basically, chat room to where you can start a Blab and people can. It's a video chat. People can call in and they can talk to you immediately, just right there. They can type questions, and then you can answer them right away. And yeah, it's blab.im. I'll put that in hip chat.
So it's a video thing?
Yes, it's really cool.
Is it
We
sort of
actually
like Periscope?
yes, it's like Periscope but a little bit differently. I've never personally used Periscope, um, but it is like Periscope. You sign in with your Twitter account, and yeah, it's a platform where you can basically communicate with people. Unlimited people can join your room, per se. And the only thing is there can only be 4 people on the webcam at once. There's 4 spots for people to join. And yeah, that's basically what it is. So we actually have a Slack group, a channel called Blab. And I've always wondered what that meant, but it wasn't until last night that I was like, oh, we have that Blab channel on Slack. That's what that's about. I was like, light bulb. Yeah, it's a really neat platform. But yeah,
So it's free?
yeah, it's free. Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, and my profile nonetheless is blab.im/dohowteam. And yeah, I've done three so far. So it's pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. All right, so Andrew, what have you been working on?
Okay, so I did a private webinar for a music school last week, and that was really great. I was really nervous at first, because in my old mindset, I would have been thinking, oh, I have to get something from these guys. I have to try to sell them or coerce them. And I just kind of let all that go, and I was incredibly relaxed, almost too relaxed. I thought I was a little bit nervous. I was like, why am I so relaxed? Because I was just thinking, you know what? I'm just sharing my gifts with love, and if they get something out of it, then that's awesome. And it went great. They were so appreciative of my presentation. It was good practice. It almost doesn't matter if they buy or not. I think that later on, maybe some of them might join my course, but either or, it was validation that I do have a lot of value to offer. So that was really nice.
Nice.
I also I've been coaching music teachers. That's been going really well. Again, I'm just astounded at how I used to think I had nothing of value to offer, and now it's like, wow, I got a ton of value.
Nice.
I'm actually probably 2/3 now finished producing my mega course, which is taking me months instead of weeks. I did a lead pages pop up finally on my website, which has increased my conversions to my mailing list by 18% in just what, 5 days. I'm also writing daily now and posting weekly, and that's going pretty well. I have a good daily routine using Evernote to keep me on my toes. And I also fell in love with this great software thing called IFTTT, if this then that, which is like sort of automated widgets to connect APIs, and that is really cool. Um, and I also discovered Dan Sullivan, who is an amazing business coach. So I'll tell you more about that later. That's me.
Nice.
Love it. Hey Eric,
Um,
before you go, I want to ask Andrew a quick question. You said you were surprised how you used to think, and now you realize that, or you said you can't believe how you used to think, that you didn't think you had any value to give. Like what
Hmm.
caused that? Like what caused that shift, and like that you've noticed?
Um, well, I guess just actually going out and getting paying clients who are paying me for my mentoring and coaching, and the comments and how appreciative they are of my comments, that you're, I guess we all swim in our own little bubble, and we think that, oh, doesn't everybody know these things? But no, not everybody knows what you know. So it's I guess I was just blinded by my own filters.
You could call it unconscious competence. You don't know sometimes what
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I was so unconsciously competent, but to a ridiculous level sometimes, that I was like so far ahead of what I thought everyone else just took. I just took it for granted, you know?
Yeah, and I love what you said, just giving my gift with love to the world. I just thought that was so beautiful.
Well, that's my theme of the year.
oh yeah.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh
Hello?
yeah. Hey.
Okay, cool. I'm just using my phone as a mic, so
Oh, cool.
awesome.
You
Here we go.
sound awesome right now. Cool.
That's a better mic.
Yeah.
I like your test, Brandon. That's cool. Eric, do you want to hit it up?
Sure. So I've been fulfilling on some of these copy gigs that I've signed. Uh, I've been hustling for some like copy email stats before traffic and conversions. That's in a few weeks. Basically, I want to like show results, show as many results as I can over the next like week or two. Um, and I put a quick post in the foundation Facebook group, and I've got like I'll be working on something with for Jamil. Got some other stuff going on too. Two or three other people hit me up um, for some pretty quick like projects too. So sort of hacking that process of like just creating a portfolio. Um, and all I'm doing is like I'll be doing like a B version of their email sequence, which is like slight tweaks, but I can claim the stats as mine, and I can claim the results as like something I've done. Um, the other thing is I helped out on this launch email sequence for a second guitar lesson DVD set, and it's launching tomorrow. So hopefully I have some pretty good results from that too. Um, yeah, that's about it. Working with Brandon actually on my website, and it's coming out awesome. And it's gonna be awesome to have a website before traffic and conversions.
So what's the, so you said you were doing like little test projects almost to get results that you can show at there. Are you still looking for more? Are you still looking for more, or what's?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like they're pretty quick, so I don't need. It's not like super labor intensive. But yeah, looking for some more stuff, some more sort of projects to play in.
What's your website URL that you chose in the end?
It's going to be autopilotemail.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
And people that are watching this, if you go to awesomestmastermind.com, under who we are, you'll see his website right there, right next to Eric Finnigan. So.
Yeah. So I guess, is Brandon up next?
Yes.
Yep.
Go ahead,
Can you guys hear me still?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so as Eric said, I've been working on his website. So that's been pretty fun. And then been working also on like revamping Jamil's website. Also, I mean, you guys are pretty like similar in your markets, kind of, because you're both doing marketing. So it's kind of like doing two of the same websites. There's a lot of stuff I'm transferring between the two in terms of like IDs and stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah, I've been doing that. Been doing some more graphic design stuff for Jules. Person I mentioned last time who has like just a boatload of work all the time, it seems. And then I'm also doing this thing with Clay Green. We're doing like a marketing strategy for this coffee shop in Breckenridge. Because what happened was he broke his leg, and he's been spending practically every day there, just sort of hanging out, doing his coaching sessions in there and stuff. So he's actually like made friends with the coffee shop owner, and like this guy is like, what's that?
I can't believe he broke his leg. He was getting everybody to go out there.
Yeah. On the first day he broke it. That's the worst part. It's like, it sucks, man. Yeah. But the good thing is now we have this opportunity, right, to help out this this coffee shop, small coffee shop. It's on like the main road. I think, Eric, have you been there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but
yeah,
it's pretty cool. So yeah, I've been working on that. I'm just like building a bunch of like strategies and kind of using like the bunch of Frank Kern's consulting frameworks to structure it out, and then we're gonna give it to him, and then I have to figure out pricing and stuff like that based on our suppliers. And yeah, basically I think I'm gonna be partnering with Clay on this one. And then the good thing about this cabin coffee shop is they have 12 other, it's a franchise, right? So they have 12 other locations. So the way that he was sort of telling me like how it would work is if we can make this happen on one of them and like make a bunch of money for them, then we can take it to the rest of them because it's proven to work, right? So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm having a lot of fun like just building up the strategies and stuff so far. So it's cool to sort of get started on this stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Are you hoping to take it from that coffee shop to others? Is that the eventual hope?
What do you mean by that?
You said it's like a franchise.
Yeah, so they have, it's a franchise, so they have like a bunch of other locations. This is just one of the business owners in this one location, right? But we want to take like the marketing strategy. If it works, we can get it to work really well and make them a bunch of money, then we'll take it to the other, we'll bring it to the other guys and propose to them that we can do the same thing for their franchises. Yeah.
Rockstar. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Lessons that we learned this week. The top lesson I learned this week is that I'm enough. Like, I don't have to try and be someone else that I think someone wants me to be. I can just, a lot like you said, Andrew. And Eric, I read what you wrote too, and it's a lot like what you wrote too. Which is cool. It almost seems like we almost like have this like the same theme, is like that you're enough, and that just giving your gift to the world of who you are is beautiful. And it's not just this week. I've been learning it over the past couple weeks, and really being all right and resting in who you are. That's the biggest theme and lesson that I learned this week.
Yes.
stay in order. Andrew, do you want to hit it up?
Yeah, that's great. So, I guess to piggyback on that, I've been so I learned I discovered this guy Dan Sullivan through listening to a podcast with Peter Diamandis, another extremely successful entrepreneur. But what Dan has done is created this strategic coaching company, and for the last 40 years, he's actually mentored over 10,000 entrepreneurs, and he's pretty brilliant. So he's created this podcast that basically is just like little nuggets of his wisdom, and it's totally free. I'll post it in the next minute. So I've been like listening to them like over and over and over again, and it's really just giving not only just changing my own mindset, but giving me material to write in my blog posts and also my coaching sessions. Because just this week I was coaching a young teacher, and he was like saying, "Oh, sometimes I feel so stuck." We were talking about goal setting. I was like, well, I got this idea from Dan that, setting your goals, sometimes people just look at the horizon and they're just seeing their goal out on the horizon. Even though they've gotten so much closer, it's still so far away. So you need to turn around and look for where you came from. And then you're like, oh,
Whoa.
whoa, that's huge. I've come such a far distance. Then you can be like, things are going well, And because I keep a journal pretty regularly, I can just flip back like a few months ago, and it's just crazy how far my mind has shifted. Even though sometimes, you think, oh, so far, it's out there. I'm still striving for that, whatever I'm trying to do, and you just turn around, and you're like, okay. All right, let's get working again. So
That's awesome. That's really good advice. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a real nugget. The other thing that I discovered today was this thing called the Kolbe test, which I had heard about, but I finally dug into it. KOLBE.com, and it's like this amazing test. And it's not just a personality test. It tests you on what they call conative abilities, meaning what your modus operandi for doing things is. It's different than the Myers-Briggs, which kind of is taking into account your feelings and desires, whereas this is more like if push came to shove, what are you going to do? And what's your natural inclination to do something? By knowing this, I haven't taken the test yet. I'm going to take it tomorrow morning. By knowing this, you can actually start to know what you're really good at and what you need to outsource. And then hire the right person that's also good at your opposite. So it's pretty intense, and it's if you go on their site, you can read all about it. Kolbe.com.
How do you spell that?
How do you spell that?
It's Kolbe. I'm gonna type it in here. KOLBE.com, and it's pretty intense. In fact,
I just typed it in the hip chat, and it says, "You have discovered the secret to what makes people tick. The instincts that drive individual and group behaviors."
Yeah, it's pretty intense. So I'm gonna even do it for my son because they have a youth one for $10. The adult one's $50, and then Dan Sullivan and Peter Diamandis and Joe Polish, all these rock stars are basically swearing by it. So I'm checking it out tomorrow.
And I'm curious. I want to ask you, what does your moon mean? I'm gonna butcher it. Grunner Veltiner.
Grüner Veltliner. It's a white wine from Germany. Which I just finished my glass.
Cheers. with my green tea here, my mug. Eric?
Yeah. What did I learn this week? What lessons did I learn? I don't know. I'm sort of in like a hustle mode right now, and it's pretty refreshing. Um, and I actually like find out that's what I love doing that. Like I love like the sense of urgency and like creating new pathways or like figuring out problems and just doing like solving them as quickly as possible. Um, so like I don't know. I feel like getting that kind of insight is like knowing where I want to be ending up and what kind of problems I want to be solving. Um, and like I find I'm really engaged and really kind of where my I don't know where my like really talent comes out is in like these like short bursts of like really high intensity, high energy work and like producing that kind of thing. Where like the slow burn, like sit at a computer for 8 hours and crank out 10,000 words is like, man, I fucking hate that. Um, so yeah, like the hustle for me has been like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff that I need to be doing before this traffic and conversions summit that I paid a bunch of money to go to, make all that money like worth it, have it be a really worthwhile investment. I have to do all this stuff. So like finally got motivated to like hit up Brandon and get those website going. Motivation to do like get a bunch of like results under my belt. Um, that sort of thing. I sort of love that sort of environment. It's like really high intensity in short bursts. So that's kind of cool. That's what I learned this week. I learned I'm really good at hustling.
Cool. Hey, before I forget, there's something I want to mention to you, and that is I did this 7-day startup with Dan Norris this past week. And that's actually how I got introduced to Blab.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting feedback from someone. I don't know who. Here, let me. And no, I'm still getting it. And there we go. No, I'm still. Is it myself? And oh, it's from you, Eric. Weird. And anyways, I did the 7-day thing with Dan Norris, and I met this lady. Her name is Brooklyn, and she has this thing called Pass It Global. It's www.passit.global, and it's all about the personal referrals. And it makes I'm gonna butcher what it's about, but just check it out. It's www.passit.global. It's really cool. I can do an intro if you want. It's basically an app that makes collecting someone's information super easy when you're with them, so you don't need business cards and so forth. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that before I forgot. So I need to unmute you. Cool. Did you catch all that?
Yeah. What's the URL? Passit.global?
www. Yeah. Passit.global.
I don't know if it's working.
Their website
There you go.
What was that?
is their website is very funny. It's got these two models that look like twins or something talking to each other with a.
Can't really hear you, Andrew. I don't know if it. Are you guys able to hear him? It's really low.
Did
Yeah.
you guys mute me?
Oh no, I hear you now.
No, your mic was just low.
Oh.
Not sure.
So if you look at the Passit.global website, it's very funny. The imagery is like what?
Whoa.
What?
What are these chicks doing?
Is that the same person?
I know they look like twins,
No, it's
right?
not.
They look like they're in one of those. What's that dude from the '80s with the Addicted to Love or something? What's his
Oh
name?
yeah, Robert Palmer.
Robert Palmer. There you go. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna have her on our the Do How Show podcast coming up here soon. So
Nice.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
This is cool. Like, yeah, awesome, dude. This is a really cool like thing. Thank you
It's
so much
brilliant.
for like turning me on to this.
It's brilliant. Like I think
Yeah.
the concept is so amazing.
Are you gonna use that at traffic and conversions,
Oh,
Eric? Is that
I
what you're
don't
thinking?
know. Well, that was
Might
part
be
of
a
my
good idea.
idea is to like
Yeah.
for this funnel is to like have people like text a number
Right.
like that I meet and they're
Yeah, I
like,
like
oh,
that
do you have a
idea.
card? And it's like, oh, just text your email to this number, and it'll
Right.
put them in put them in active campaign or something like that. Or I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if it's even possible. But
Lead
yeah, I'll check this out.
Lead Pages also has something like that called Lead
Yeah,
Digits.
nice.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
I've used
I
that.
had no idea.
Yeah, Lead Digits. So cool.
Awesome.
Hi, hey, Brandon. What question are we
Yeah.
on?
What lessons did you learn?
We're on. I still haven't done my lessons, so I'll
Yeah.
go through it quick. Okay, so first one. This is a strange like motivator for me, but I find that like the more that I do uncomfortable things, the more that I'm like really pushed to do more. It's like I get into this weird upward spiral of like wanting to do more stuff because I don't want to like stagnate. So I mean, I think the big lesson. This is the biggest lesson of the week for me is like keep doing uncomfortable stuff because for whatever reason, it works for me. I don't know if you guys have a similar experience with that, but like, like for example, the cabin coffee thing, like I'm super nervous. This is the first time I'm ever doing this marketing thing, right? And it's just like I don't know if I'm going to be able to deliver, but the fact that I've never done it before and that it's uncomfortable, like really, I don't know, it sort of inspires me to want to keep doing it, and to do it more so that it's not scary in the future. Second one is, decisions and forks in the road dictate where you'll end up. So big decision I made last week was to like uninstall this video game that I've been spending a ton of time playing on. It's Counter-Strike. I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but like I have probably like an addiction to video games. It's kind of bad. Been like that since I was a kid. So I made a decision like, dude, I gotta uninstall this if I want to like get some work done. Like it's seriously, it's distracting. And then that kind of ties into the lesson under there that says, so I said like when you let your biological drives to like minimize time and effort to procrastinate, like control you, you're basically an animal. You're no better than like a chicken or a cow that's going out to either, eat or drink or whatever to survive, right? That's the way that I kind of see it. Like I know it's kind of a weird perspective, but I don't know, that just kind of makes sense to me. Like we're all like evolved gorillas, right? At the end of the day, so that's kind of a big thing. Then another one is like the law of use. So like, either you take massive action and apply what you learn, or you become like the Gollum from the Lord of the Rings. So rather than like just hoarding information, like apply it, right? I find it's just like a lot better. Otherwise, it's just you're gonna learn stuff and then never apply it, and it just kind of eats away at you, I find. And then the last one, money is a pretty big motivator to get myself to work. I feel like the past like couple months, I've had no work ethic until like I started doing these websites, and I realized, okay, I actually do have it in me. And I mean, I'm kind of in a hustle mode similar to you, Eric, but I wouldn't say I don't think it's as intense, but I want to kind of get into that as well because it's cool when you get into working stuff and you almost get into like this cool state of flow where it's actually fun to work on stuff. So that's the bunch of lessons that I've learned over this past week.
What do you think flipped that switch of you said the past couple months have been lazy?
Honestly, I have to thank Eric and Jamil for like getting me kick-started with those websites because had I had no work, I probably would have just kept procrastinating, if I'm being honest. And it's hard to like kind of be aware of that and like be conscious of that, but it's it's true. I don't like to admit it. to myself, you know. Like I don't show up to these mastermind calls if I don't do any work. Like it's pretty bad. But you know, I'm working like as best as I can to stop that, you know, to get stuff done.
That's why you weren't showing up forever. Haha. No. No, no. That kind of hurts. I guess I feel kind of sad about that because your value, to me at least, isn't by how much you get done. Your value is simply because who you are.
Yeah. No, I mean, like from
Yeah.
my perspective, and this is like I just kind of thought like, you know, I feel like I'm wasting you guys' time by like showing up not having done anything, you know. And it's like you guys always add value and help me with stuff, so it's like, you know, I feel bad that I'm not taking action on it. I don't know if all of you guys can relate with that, but it's pretty. I don't know. It's the thing that I've been doing for the past couple of months, so I'm trying to work on it.
When I was at camp and I came back in, I asked, I was like, hey guys, am I able to join back in? Like I haven't been here for months. And you guys were like, dude, of course, like come in. I was like, oh.
I know that sounded so crazy when you said that. You're like, of course, man. You know, I guess it's the same thing, right? I should show up either way. And just help you guys.
Yeah, I think just showing up.
Yeah.
Just showing up. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. All right. I always forget to make myself big, so I'm gonna make myself big and then look at the question. Oh man. What do you need help with this week? I didn't write anything down. I'm going to skip myself right now, and I'll just come back if I can think of something. So, Andrew, do you want to go ahead?
Well, I guess I've come up with the realization that I want to, instead of trying to just incrementally improve, I'm looking to 10x myself. So that's taking some shifts in the kinds of questions and actions I'm going to take, which I haven't fully digested yet. I just kind of came upon that realization today. I do know I need to start looking at affiliate programs. Even though I haven't finished the course completely, I need to start really digging down into researching affiliate programs. So if you guys have any advice on that, I was going to look at ClickBank. I was going to look at something James Altucher had written about in his newsletter. I forgot what it was called. I got to go look for it.
What kind of programs for your music thingamabob or yeah for your course? Thank you. I was blank. I was like, wait, hold on, crap.
Yeah, so it's a course. I'm selling a course. It's online training, includes a downloadable workbook and all kinds of tools and sheet music and stuff like that. So,
and what's the URL for that?
It is the music color method. I'll put it in the chat here.
1C, correct?
Right.
I actually read through some of your stuff last night or the day before, and I was like, I think I could actually learn something from this, like, because I think I need to learn like a preschooler right now. Is what I thought.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I wasn't just making up all this fluff.
Yeah, this copy's good. Like, this is.
Thank you.
I think I could. I was like, I think I can learn something from this. So.
Well, actually, for you guys, I can issue you guys free access to the course. I'd love any feedback, of course, because there's a ton of stuff in there, and you're welcome to check it out. I'll tell you what's available, what's finished, and what's half baked.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to give you a testimony too once I've gone through it. And
oh, sure.
Cool.
Thank you.
Sounds like a plan. Eric.
All right. So what do I need help with? Uh, Andrew, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even answer his question. He said we need this help, and we kind of just moved on.
Next.
Next. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, hold on. What the heck was I doing?
Yeah. I actually don't have anything like. Well, I'm curious about the 10xing thing. Like, when you say 10x, how does that look like?
What does it look like?
Yeah, is it like selling 10x of your program? It's like, what is that? Like,
Um, I think it's first of all revenue and then revenue and reach. I want to reach more people. I mean, in the end of the day, I really want to reach more students,
hmm
but I know that I can't personally teach everyone. So by training other teachers, then I'm going to reach more.
Nice, yeah.
So if I could have at least cloned myself 10 times, and that could be, well, that could be very powerful. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's a good way to think about it, actually. For now,
Mhm.
10 of me with my full roster of kids and my income 10 times, that would make a huge difference in my life as well as their lives.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas of how you could 10x that? Whether it's like maybe even through conversions or, like you said, getting more customers, or maybe a mix of the both of them. I don't know. Do you have like maybe a plan or even like an
Well,
idea of what you want to?
well, if I have, it's actually, it can grow very, very quickly. If I have
Mhm.
just 10 teachers going through my course, I mean, that's $5,000 because
Mhm.
it's about $6,000. But if I can have that every month,
Right.
that that's where it gets very powerful.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is I'm setting up the stage for that right now by first of all, I'm getting a heck of a lot better at writing and the speed of my writing and being comfortable with what I'm writing is increasing. And I'm getting to the point where I now feel like I can have enough material to organize it into a series of books about music education, as well as a memoir, and then start booking public speaking engagements. I've already been guest blogging at one place, and I've been invited to another one, which I submitted my first there. And so those two, plus I haven't even explored publishing to Medium yet, which I want to do, as well as publishing some of my older content to LinkedIn as LinkedIn posts.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to repurpose a lot of my content, basically. I realize, there's a lot of good stuff that hasn't been seen by more than 100 people.
Um,
Well, oh yeah, go ahead, Eric.
no, you first.
All right. I was gonna ask Andrew, what's worked like best for you, in terms of like getting clients right now? Is it through content creation, or was it through your launch, or what do you find is most
It's been
effective, and how can
through
you replicate that?
it's been through writing these blog posts that go to my email
Mhm.
list, and then I just put it on all the social media.
Right.
That seems to have struck a chord. I mean, I'm attracting people who are looking for these answers,
Hmm.
and I'm trying very hard to always add value in everything I write.
Right.
So
Cool.
that's been working pretty well. It's just I want to, I guess I got to increase my output or my frequency of output. as well as getting it, I guess, reusing some of the same content, getting it further out there, because
Hmm.
in the past I didn't think that I was allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I watched a webinar this last week, like a Perry Marshall webinar, and he like there was a cool thing he said, where like it was actually his guest on the webinar that said it, but um, that this guy was like putting out regular content, all the time, and there'd be occasionally these like things that would just take off, and then he would use like if it was on Twitter, then he would promote that post on Twitter to get even more like exposure. So like relying sort of on organic social voting to like see which are like the most popular and like which are the highest value to people, and then like putting your small like investment into promoting those posts alone, and those are like that's sort of way of like doing the 80-20 on increasing your exposure and like
That's
promoting
a cool
posts and things like
strategy.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's
good.
really cool.
So I don't know if you explore that at all. Um,
You're picking your winners and just sort of running
yeah.
with them, yeah?
Yeah. Well, you're not even picking other people. Like people are
But
picking them
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
your market is,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Oh, I like
That's a
that.
great idea.
I dabbled with it by accident because I was doing it with Facebook, and they would actually show you. It says you've already engaged all these people. This is the most that people are engaged with. Do you want to boost this post? And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, okay. So I did it a few times where I would do that.
Yeah.
Just put in 15 or $20 and see how
Yeah.
more I can get out of it. And I think that's how I basically built my first 1,000. I mean, no, my first 100 people. But now I gotta I want to get to at least 1,000 people. I'm still like very low.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool. Um, so when it came to like my what do I need help with, I was gonna ask you, Andrew, like you seem to be like, you said the mindset is this the sea you swim in, you can change the water. I feel like I find myself like stagnating on the mindset side, and curious if there's one or two uh like things that have like worked out for you or worked for you better than all the others. Um, just to like, yeah, just to kind of get back into it.
Hmm. Uh, I think of mindset almost like as we're climbing a mountain together, and what you can see is basically how high the mountain you've gone, how high your mindset has gone.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if you're stuck, it feels like you just can't see the answer, even though, someone maybe 2 feet above you says it's right there. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
where? I can't see it because you're just below it or
Uh-huh.
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's very individualized per person. So what unlocks the door for me might have been like just my personal obstacle, and it might be different for you. But having said that, it's so one of my courses that one of the units that I actually recorded for my teaching fellows was all about life skills and how music lessons can change your students' lives. And then it was a huge thing on mindset. And uh, I think if you haven't already checked out that link, that if you go to that that iTunes link in the
Oh,
chat there,
yeah, Dan Sullivan.
I think if you start with episode number 1 or something, at the earliest one,
Uh-huh.
and you just start going through those as like your snowboarding down the hill tomorrow. It's like he does these little 5-10 minute chunks, and they're pretty they're like little thought bombs that go off in your head, and you're like, oh, right.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's his whole podcast is every episode. The name of the podcast is Multiplier Mindset, so it's all about everything's about mindset.
Yeah.
And he's like saying like, if you grew up with a mindset of change is scary, then you're not going to ever do anything to ever rock that boat, and in fact you're going to justify every action to not do anything because change is scary, versus whereas change is exciting, you're going to be embracing that.
Yeah.
So it's
Cool.
it's like you can't even see, like you could try to give the homeless person I don't know, you could try to train him to do something, but he can't even see the opportunity because his mindset is so far into the scarcity mindset
Mm-hmm.
that the opportunity is just invisible. So
Yeah. Okay. So my takeaway is check out Dan Sullivan's podcast.
that's a long
I mean,
way.
you sold me on it, which is like probably like
Yeah.
So, yeah. for sure.
Is that the one you mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, it's in Hip's chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the multiplier mindset. Cool.
It feels like
That's cool.
yeah, it just feels like he's figured this out over 40 years, and he's just like
Yeah.
honed it down into like these 5-minute chunks.
Totally.
So now I'm like totally looking for anything else he's done, and I found him doing this other talk, 10x talk with Joe Polish. Those have been awesome too.
Nice.
But how I found him in the first place was Peter Diamandis is an amazing guy. He
Yeah.
had this Abundance 360 podcast with Dan Sullivan, and he's written some awesome books.
What's his name?
Andrew.
Peter Diamandis. I'll type his name in.
Andrew,
Oh,
the
okay,
one
I got it.
the one question I had for you, Andrew, was you said you wanted a 10x your reach, your revenue, and your reach.
Right.
But immediately what I thought was, how can you 2.5x 4 different areas to equal that 10x?
I like that.
That's interesting.
So it's like 2.5 times more leads, 2.5 times the conversion,
Mm-hmm.
2.5 times the engagement. I don't know.
No, that's exactly it.
Be like a parallel in the marketing stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's doable just by probably like small fixes here and there.
Mhm.
But what really was gonna get my fires lit?
I think we should do a blab. I'll show you how to set it up. I think
Okay.
just to see if there's a market in it. Yeah, because
Okay.
I've done 3, and it's just so fun meeting different people, and yeah, just seeing if there's a market for what you're doing. Just try to do one and
I have
see where it
a
goes.
student recital this Saturday. I was thinking of trying to do a Periscope live from the event, depending on the Wi-Fi situation at the library. But I guess that's kind of similar too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've never done Periscope, but I think it's about the same, maybe, ish. Be cool. Yeah, I set my first one up in 7 hours, and I just did it. So.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, I'll tell you guys what I find on the affiliate marketing side of things too.
Yeah. I'd love to know that too for the Awesomest Mastermind site. I'm trying to figure out how to do like the affiliates, and I've never done it before. But I know it works, and I know people have done it. So cool.
Hey,
Thanks
Eric,
for
I just wanted to ask. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say thank you to Andrew for letting us
Oh.
help him with that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, Eric, I was gonna ask you, is there like a specific mindset thing that you are kind of struggling with, like that you've sort of identified, and I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
this can help with that.
it's sort of vague. Like the feeling is like really vague, but
Hmm.
I guess when I kind of drill down into it, it's um. So what I'm struggling with is like I really enjoy doing copy.
Hmm.
I really enjoy hustling for business, and I actually hate like fulfilling on jobs. Um, so like there's a lot of self-judgment about that I'm
Yeah.
having. That's like I'm like that I'm like a slacker, or that like
Right.
I just want like stuff to be like easy, and that's bad. Like, 'cause life isn't easy, business isn't easy. Like
Right.
entrepreneurship is hustle and like struggle and like putting up like pretty, just doing it and not complaining.
Yeah.
Um, so like logically, I know that the solution is like go sell copy gigs and farm them out and like get writers.
Mhm.
And I'm just having a huge barrier to that, to actually doing it.
To farming out to like suppliers, is that what you mean?
Yeah, like finding like a copywriter that
Mm.
doesn't want to have to sell, just wants to write. And like
Right.
I'll be the guy that sells, which is crazy because that's what copywriters do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, there's Jamil.
How's it going?
What's up,
Jamil.
Jamil?
That was an ordeal.
Thanks.
So Eric, I'd
Yeah.
ask, who or what can you add to the business to make it more fun? Because you said business is hard. It's all of this stuff, but I don't
Yeah.
think it necessarily has to be. Um, I
Yeah.
think it can feel light, and it can feel like it's almost like, how do you grind and hustle? How can someone grind and hustle in business and make it almost seem effortless?
Yeah.
This is the question that I would
It's like
pose.
doing the stuff that I'm good at, which I realize, and outsourcing the rest. And like, so let's say I have like 8 hours a day to be working, or like if it's like a powder day, I have 2 hours to be working. Um, I'll instead of like doing the stuff that I'm good at, I'll do the stuff that I think needs to be done, which is the writing part. And it just seems like I feel like I'm spending on stuff. I feel like I'm spending time on stuff that I should be doing rather than like what's going to add the most value or what's going to grow the business more. If that makes sense.
So you're almost like avoiding those like high leverage things, right? Is it?
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what it is. And it's crazy because like that question you just asked me, like I had no idea that's what it was. It was just this vague sense of
Right.
like something is stuck. Like I feel stuck.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. That's like
Yeah.
I feel like it's a
No, yeah, it's definitely important. Like you got to be as aware as you can of what's bothering you and stuff. I find like last week for me has just been like that. It's like being aware really
Yeah.
helps, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm sorry, I gotta jump off right now. I gotta go drive a couple people to a yoga class. Terrible excuse. That's it.
Make up a better excuse.
Trust me, if I was gonna make up an excuse, it'd be better than that one. I got a
Are
hot
you
date.
doing yoga yourself?
No, which is well, I could. My free membership at this place ran out, so I'd have to
Yeah.
pay. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna get out of your guys' hair.
All right. Later, Eric.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I fucking love these calls.
All right, have fun with your yoga. Bye.
Yeah.
Jamil, give us an update.
I had a crazy ass week. Shifted quite heavily on the services I was offering. Spoke to a bunch of business owners. Realized that was a shitty move. Sticking with it though, because I committed to it. but the case study side of things, so like packaging up what I've done in the past, has made an insane impact on the sheer type of people I can get in touch with. Like every single business I email now for the Inc. 5000, no one ever says no. They either say like yes or they just don't reply. But I'm getting like a 20% response rate of yeses, which is phenomenal.
Crap.
Because they're all businesses doing like 10, 20, 50 million a year. So yeah, results, man. Having results is amazing.
What was the shift that got that?
I just kind of thought back to like everything I did, and I was like, I won't be able to get a case study in this business without like actually having a client that's up and running well. So I was like, the easiest way for me to do that is look at everything I've done in the past, what's worked the best, what have I made in terms of biggest impacts. I just package them up as a case study. It's just like, okay, everything I did is now what the company's done, and
Nice.
it's unreal. Like basically, I can count about 12 million in revenue that I've done in the last like 4 years for companies. So it works out enough so that like the single $1 million guys on the Inc. 5000 list up to like maybe like 12, 15 million, it's impressive enough for them to get a response out of them. So yeah, this is a good shift.
So yes,
really good
established
shift.
credentials, basically.
Yeah, that was the thing. The offer that I was putting out there, it was right. There wasn't enough to back it up. Now it's all there. Now it's all in place.
Nice.
I credit it all
That's
to buying a
cool.
coffee machine. That was where the shift happened.
A
Buying a
coffee
what?
machine?
Finally gave in, bought a coffee machine. I had the most productive day today. It is unreal. It was the first day of the coffee machine. I credit it entirely to that.
You're caffeinated.
That's hilarious, man.
Coffee, man.
That coffee machine.
That's awesome.
So you basically said what you did to have this massive shift of being able to basically get no no's, but at least a possibility, is you packaged up everything you've done the past 4 years, like the 12 million.
Yeah.
And
I made it much
deal
more
flow.
transparent for people to understand where my background is. I think that's what it was, because it was like I had stuff on LinkedIn, I had stuff on my website, I had stuff everywhere. I think I just made it a much better no-brainer offer where they don't have to do research on me, and that way it's just literally like my emails are just like, I'd love to do this for you and this for you and this for you. Here's link to my case studies, which is everything important that you need to know about me. And that's like the only link in those emails, and the response rate is unreal. And Eric's actually going to help me make it even better, so I can't wait for that. It'd be wonderful
That's
to
so
get
cool.
like a 50% response rate or something, but yeah, it's solid. And the website is almost ready to go. I've got more content to put up there. Brandon made it slick as hell. So lots of great shifts, because like it's gonna accelerate it like crazy. I have like 30,000 words of content already up there. Easily gonna rank up for a bunch of awesome keywords that I need, specifically for Facebook and Google Ads, and then some video SEO and stuff going. So this is probably the thing I've invested the most time and money in my life. Building the business and building this website and getting things up and running.
It's good.
And you said what you did basically is you took it from your personal and you're basically putting it all under your brand now. Is that what I heard too? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So now it looks reasonably like a multi-person agency. There's enough behind it that it looks like that. So it's not just contractors and me. It's me and other people. Has that type of fit to it. Yeah.
That's
I think
awesome.
Which has helped as well. And more than enough people tell you that you're doing something stupid, you're gonna listen to it at some point.
Usually.
Yeah. So how are things going with you guys? I know I basically came in at the end of it.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to the replay clearly.
Yeah, I actually have to jump off. But my one question, if you had any ideas, Jamil, about affiliate marketing programs, what's I know we talked once about ClickBanks, but
Yeah.
ClickBank. Is there any other things that you would recommend for starting out?
Either ClickBank or Warrior Forum, or reach out to every music teacher related software platform. Like literally reach out to all of them, like either reach out to the owner or reach out to someone in business development or sales that's like in the director or VP level, and just ask for like 15 minutes to brainstorm what type of partnership you can do with them. Aim for the sales and business development guys. They'll escalate you to the founder, CEO if it's at all remotely interesting to them, and they'll do it like within a 5-minute conversation. But that's probably your best bet, because if their platform is for music teachers, they're going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of them, and it's going to be a significantly easier sell.
Super.
And you just call it a profit stream. Just I'll pay you out X number of dollars per sale. It's your profit stream.
Yeah.
So Andrew, I guess what are you looking for people to sell your course, or are you to sell their things?
Yeah, to sell my course.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it's a small enough niche that it's going to be a bit of like there's not going to be as many of them on affiliate networks. It's going to be some hands-on work.
Yeah.
A product that you may want to check out because it may have a fit. Leadquizzes.com. Basically, the whole idea is you build out like a mini Facebook type quiz. And it's like, here's a great example of it. It's awesome in certain niches. So like I built out one because I was testing it out for the health and fitness niche to grab a bunch of people who are into health and fitness stuff. It has at the end of the quiz, to get the result, you have to opt in by Facebook or email. And after the opt-in, when you get the result, there's a link out to wherever. So you can make it like an affiliate link, you can make it a product link, you can make it whatever you want. But essentially what they claim is most, if not all, of the stuff that's done very well for them, like this quiz is actually one of their templates, is able to get like a 20 to 90 cent cost per lead. So significantly cheaper because it's a quiz, and it's basically the same thing as like all the Facebook stuff that people put out there with like the Canvas games and stuff.
Right.
It's like their biggest case study is this doctor who used this platform to get 40,000 people into her email list at 38 cents a piece.
Wow.
And it was in like the anti-aging market, so it was like it's a very high competition niche. Like it was specifically around people who have gluten intolerance, and it was like a quiz around that and around like how gluten affects your body and things like that. Massive market on Facebook, but the cost per click was just so ridiculously cheap. And even the quiz that I'm running right now, like I'm running it directly to this, no branding. It's all Lead Quizzes branding. I just didn't change anything. Getting like a 10-cent cost per lead, cost per click, and I'm getting like $1 cost per lead without any real optimization. I'm sure if I spent some time on it, I could probably get it down, but I just wanted to test it, and I'm running it to like an affiliate offer to see what it does.
So how are you managing your affiliates?
So it's just through ClickBank. I'm selling someone else's product.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm selling this like 4-minute ab workout or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was like one of the highest converting ones I could find, related to like sit-ups and abs. And
I'm wondering if I should set up my own affiliate thing with like a plugin, but that seems like a lot of work.
It's definitely worth doing though.
Hey Jamil, something's going. Maybe it's my headset. I'm getting a lot of fuzz on your mic. It just started.
I hear that too. It's not.
Is that any better?
No, it just started.
You sound good to me.
It's all USB based, so there shouldn't be any feedback. Then again, I have no idea how to use this mic.
Which mic is that?
The Yeti.
Oh, right.
Got it. Finally got it. Did that do anything at all?
It's not that bad. Though.
Settings.
It's just a little bit
Yeah,
grainy.
yeah,
So.
yeah. It's grainy. It
Oh,
just
you know what?
started.
Is that any better?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck's sake. Sorry, it defaulted to my computer, my laptop microphone.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why.
So I was literally, okay, that's a waste of a microphone if I'm never using it.
That's funny.
But yeah, so like everything's running default. I'm just running it to an affiliate offer, but having an affiliate plugin makes total sense. If you're going to go after those music platforms, they're going to want to track it. They're going to want to see where their money is coming from and what they're potentially losing there.
Yeah.
So the better you can make it for them, it's just going to be a lot easier for yourself.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Pure gold.
Thank you, Yoda.
Yoda.
Do you need any help on something, Jamil?
I am actually all good. I planned out everything from my daily tasks to my weekly tasks, exactly what I have to get done. This was just a super productive couple of days. It's absolutely unreal.
Nice.
I'm absolutely loving it. The consistency is so key. I've just gotten ridiculously more consistent in everything, and it makes it so much nicer.
Take a moment to reflect and write down that right now and what you did so that if you ever forget, you can come back.
Yeah.
Or watch this recording.
Yeah.
Jamil, what do you think it is other than like the espresso machine that's gotten you to be so consistent?
I think the biggest thing by far was clarity on the market I'm in.
Okay. Cool.
I completely niched down. It's, I'm dealing with web and software development shops now, and that's it.
Yeah.
Guys that charge $25K and up only. Particularly
per site.
Per site. So it's web apps and software. Even in the web design market, I mean, one of the agencies that I was talking to a while back when I first kicked off, they start at $25K. I should actually reach out to them. They'd be a good person to talk to. But yeah, so like $25K and up to probably about $750, because beyond $1 million, there's like a year-long sales cycle. It doesn't make sense to try and drive them leads.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, I'm just offering PPC, Facebook and Google ads. That's it. It's just easier. They're going to stick with me a lot longer. Like getting that clarity, because I lived in that stuff for like 2-3 years when I ran a marketing agency. And as I was looking through like my case studies, I was like, I have a lot more successes on the lead gen side than I do on anything else. So that's exactly where I'm going to stick, is in lead gen, Facebook and Google PPC, maybe content marketing for SEO, but that's like a 6-month down the road upsell.
So you've dropped all the funnels and sales
Dropped
funnels
everything.
and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's interesting.
It's easier because like I kept hitting these spots, and I still have them because I have deals in progress, where it's like it takes 3 months to prospect a guy. You get to the point of them saying yes, and then the first thing they come up with is like, okay, well, we're only going to do it for 6 months, because at 6 months we're just going to hire somebody internally and cut you off. So it's like I wasted 3 months to get a guy where I'll maybe make 50 to 90 grand off him over that 6 months, but then it cuts off, which means I have to get tons more leads in the pipeline. But if it's PPC, if I'm doing well for them, they'll never shut it off. And even if they want to, I mean, I own the ads, I own the landing pages, they own the result. That's all they own. So if they want to leave, and I'm not, if they want to leave, I'm doing a good job. that's their problem. They're gonna have to start from scratch. If they want to leave and I'm doing a bad job, like I would probably tell them before they even realize, just like, okay, this is not working, like go to find someone else. But like in the agency setting of things, like we didn't really have any clients that churned. We had like 2 out of 600 that ever left us.
Wow.
The longest guy that ran with us was like 5 years, and that was basically because that's when the company started. It's like 5 years at $1,500 a month. Like, that's a decent size deal value that it's worth going after just those guys. Because my time investment is like 5 minutes a customer per month.
Wow.
Because everything else is handled by the guys I work with.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow. That's
Makes total sense.
That's
And massive
crazy.
margin too. It works out to like it's
great.
Yeah, it's something like a 66% margin, 67-ish. So
Nice.
well worth the time investment.
All right, I'm gonna have to hop off, but super good seeing you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good seeing you.
Andrew.
Yeah, keep us updated. Bye.
So what's going on with you guys?
Let's see. Go for it,
Do you have,
Brandon.
like, a tomato juice can as your logo.
Yeah, it's like Kern's
Just
like
suck.
peach juice or something. I don't know. Like
Well,
a friend of mine found it and sent it to me, so I'm like, okay. So what am I? Eric, I mean not Eric, Jamil. I just want to say, like straight off the bat, thank you for the website opportunity, because I learned a
So
lot
good.
just from doing that. I learned like a lot about myself and like money as a motivator and like work ethic, and I feel like I'm kind of like back on track now that I've done that. Kind of woke me up from a slumber almost. It's kind of weird. Same with Eric. Like I owe both of you like so much for that, just for like giving me the opportunity.
It's all
Seriously.
good. It's all good. I may
Another thing I'm working on-
need your help again soon. I'm switching over to ClickFunnels.
Oh, okay.
I bowed into the pressure, so I might need some help with designing some templates.
Wait, what are you switching
All right,
over
no
to?
worries. Yeah, I'd love to
ClickFunnels.
help you.
Okay, yeah.
I was like the 6K success guys. So like Dave is now one of my business coaches.
Oh, cool.
So one of the interesting thing is if I have ClickFunnels, they can basically give me any of their funnels with just a share link. So like when I get the account set up, I can literally just like ask them, can you give me a funnel for this that you've tried out, and I can just copy right in my account.
Nice.
Super
That's awesome.
modular.
That's good
Super
stuff.
slick.
Yeah, Dave's a cool guy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's the one who helped me with niching down. That was way
That's
worth
awesome.
everything I'm paying him. 100%.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. So Jamil, I'm actually like working with Clay. He's been like, because he broke his leg, right? He's been in this coffee shop, and like he's convinced this guy to do marketing. So he's asked me to help him out with it, right? So
Awesome.
I feel like I'm kind of finally making some headway and like finally starting something to do with marketing. Like it's cool. Like really looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of working on the strategy. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like we bounced a few ideas off of each other, and now I'm trying to like almost build like a report to figure out what I should tell this guy to do, and just trying to add value like on the front end first before we like ever start.
The easiest thing is usually whatever they're doing right now, improving it.
Right.
That's essentially like all the guys that I'm going after, they're people who are already doing PPC.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it for them a lot better.
Right. I see.
That's literally what it is. So like if he's running PPC and he's sending traffic to a homepage, like that's an easy win. You can easily get him 200% more leads, or 100% more leads at least.
Actually, that's what kind of has me worried. Like he's a very traditional business owner. I mean, it's a coffee shop, right? They don't even have a website, and they're not even capturing email leads until I think they started like
it's a
yesterday or
coffee
something.
shop.
So
Okay.
it's a coffee shop, yeah. But
There's a
what
lot of
me and Clay were
offline
thinking of
stuff that you
doing.
can do.
Yeah, so the first thing we're doing straight off the bat is finding a way to like implement maybe like a way to sell like actual coffee bags as a subscription service, or there's another thing like trying to throw in like upsells and like trying to sell like espresso machines and stuff like that. But I know this is gonna be like, this is kind of a small client, right? Like they're a coffee shop. I don't think they do much revenue, but whatever.
Well, like if you look at like Balzac's here in Toronto, they do like 2 million or something a year, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So coffee shops can pull in some serious
Maybe
cash.
I should go in there and study them and figure out what the hell they're doing, right?
Balzac's is
Go over to Ryerson.
I'm not even sure what they're doing. I have a feeling they're still riding the Shark Tank wave. Or not Shark Tank, the Dragon's Den wave. But I know that they do a lot of events. So they have like pop-up shops and stuff that come up, and they basically sell really, really high-priced coffee. I mean, it's good, but it's like it's expensive. But like
that, and they have like pretty good locations too, I think.
Yeah, they do. They have locations exactly where they're.
Right at Ryerson is just. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if like thinking back to like all the stuff we did in the agency side, it's like one of the biggest things that we found for restaurants that worked really well was Wi-Fi marketing. So literally Wi-Fi hotspot, you can basically inject it with some custom firmware, or I mean you can even buy it stock now. There's a couple of Wi-Fi hotspot type vendor things, and basically you use that to either sell advertising, you can use it to advertise product. So if you're going to do this subscription service, you can directly advertise on your own Wi-Fi hotspot. And you can always do it as like a essentially partner marketing. So if they're in their area, whatever restaurants are within a 10-minute walk, you basically go to all of them and say, hey, we can get you set up with this Wi-Fi hotspot, which is going to have advertising spots in it. But instead of actually selling advertising, what it's going to do is it's going to advertise within the network. So if you have it set up in like 5 restaurants and a coffee shop and maybe like some other like a dry cleaner or something, you basically create an advertising network that's extremely local, and that way it's just continuously shooting out ads for either the coffee shop, restaurant, or whatever else. But that's like hyper local marketing. Like I do that in Niagara Falls. I have it set up in like 10 different doctors' offices, and instead they didn't want to do a local network, but they just do like it's advertising, advertising for like pharmacies and chiropractors and whatever else in the Niagara region.
I see. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like this place is located in Breckenridge, so they have like off seasons too. So I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm just I'm going to try my best to mainly to learn. I think that's the biggest thing I need to do is just like learn how to do this stuff. So
yeah, I mean if they offer some type of boutique service, I mean you can look at like location-based advertising on Facebook or on Google, and it's like if you're in the area of whatever resort near there or whatever ski lodge near there, let us deliver you coffee every morning for the duration of your stay. It's going to cost you $15 a day or something, or $10 a day. It's lots of little things like that you can do. You have to get pretty creative because a lot of the traditional stuff just won't work. I mean, like running straight Facebook ads and Google ads to coffee.
Yeah.
You can maybe get by with it, but it's not gonna work out that great. It's basically like the SEO and Yelp side of things, like reputation management and all that, review management. That's the biggest thing for them.
Okay.
And outside of that, it's offline.
Yeah.
No, I love that, Jamil. Like, almost, how can you create almost like a concierge service for coffee for people?
Yeah, that is cool.
There.
I'm gonna propose that to them. See if
I think it's brilliant.
I mean, it's basically like TaskRabbit, right? It's like when I went
like
to
the majority of stuff is probably.
Like when I was in New York, like TaskRabbit's that thing where you can get people to do stuff. In New York, one of the things I was trying to do, which I didn't end up doing, I was talking to someone from the foundation there, and they were like, you got to go on TaskRabbit and get them to deliver you a slice of pizza from this restaurant. And like I was ready and willing to do it. It would have worked out to like $25 to have that delivered. But just as easily, if I was a business person, I'd pay for someone to come and deliver me lunch if I had to come to the office every morning, or come and deliver me like solid quality coffee. And I know there's actually some places here in Toronto that did that, where they'd have someone come and bring like the office very, very like hipstery coffee. It was really good stuff, but like you get to charge a ridiculous amount of money for it. For like a 10-person office, these guys would charge $100 to come in every morning and bring them coffee.
Jeez. That's funny though. That's really cool.
So there's some interesting stuff you can do there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for your help.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, Terril, sorry, we haven't even gotten to you yet. What do you need help with?
Yes.
Dude,
Everybody's gone now. I feel bad.
You know me, I love listening, so. No, in the beginning
so tell
I
us,
said...
man, what can we do to help you?
Well, in the beginning I said skip me because I have no idea. Help me. How do I want you guys to help me? I don't know. Be my friend? Is that enough? Be my friend? Will you be my friend?
We're already your friend, so that's covered.
Well, I'll catch Jamil up. I started blabbing, and I just realized what it was, what our Slack channel was for Blab. Like I was always like, what is this? But and just yesterday I was like, oh, that's what it is. But yeah, I've done 3 Blabs so far, just getting to know people on there. And I actually just posted today on Fiverr about getting the book to Kindle, the Do How book into Kindle format. I really pushed off. I don't know why, but I was just like, all right, today I gotta do that. So gonna see where that takes it. And it's really, a lot of it this week has been about figuring out and discovering more about what Do How is and how it can help, and if there's actually any revenue possibility in it. What else did I write? Hold on, let me look. I edited the second podcast today that we had with Clay Green. It's going to go live tomorrow. I'm looking for more podcast interviews actually with Daniel, so that'd be something that I might have. Oh, you actually mentioned that too last week, Jamel. I'd love to hear what your results have been.
In the podcasting side of things?
Yeah.
So far.
And yeah, that's really what I've been up to. I'd really like to start seeing myself turn over some revenue, and I know I can. Like my mind has been so expanded on what's actually possible. And what I feel almost I am is I feel almost like I'm at the bottom of the mountain and it's about to explode and take off. That's what I really feel like I'm at right now. And I'm just waiting for that. That's what I've been doing. I don't really know how you can help. I have no idea, actually. It's not true. I do know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. That's me, I guess, this past week.
Do you want to maybe talk about exploring ways that you could get revenue through?
Just ask me questions. Just start asking me questions. That's how you can help me. Just ask me questions.
Okay. Tell me some of your ideas how you can create revenue with DoHow. Like, what do you have in your head for that?
Well, we've gotten 4 book sales, so.
That's good.
I think I've made $26. I think I've made $26 off the book, so.
Nice.
For most money I've ever made off a book in my life, so. I'm happy about it. I don't know about you. When I hear Jamil
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
dude, that's
like
awesome.
these, but when I hear Jamil talking about these thousands of dollar deals, I'm just like oh my
Yeah, I know,
goodness.
me too.
Like I'm just like and I'm like $26. Yes.
Also, I mean, it's a very different focus, right? Because like I'm going after a very specific, narrowed down market, which might be one of the interesting things that you can do to get a lot of clarity about what you can sell to them. Is to figure out who exactly what you do is for, or who exactly you want to work with. If you don't know what you want to do from it.
Well, someone I was talking, I had a blab, my second blab, and someone came on and she wasn't able to speak with me because her mic wasn't working. But she was like, "Hey, I'd love you to talk to a group of moms." She said, "What?" I was basically talking about being all right with who you are and resting with who you are and creating regardless. And she was like, I have a group of moms that we have this blab thing, and it'd be really good if you talk to them. I was like, like what? I was like, sure, whatever. It hasn't happened yet, but I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
You may have actually stumbled upon it already then. Keynote speaking is very profitable. Like ridiculously profitable. Like I was talking to a marketing conference out of Singapore, and what they offer is $3,500 for the speaking engagement, and they'll cover your airfare and hotel and everything to go out there as well. So like all in, they're basically investing 10 grand for someone to come out there. And basically have them speak at a conference, introduce them to everybody. Like you're talking, being introduced to like the head CEOs of all these companies that show up. Every key person that's highly networked that would go to that conference. And basically, like you can just leverage that for a ridiculous amount more speaking gigs. So that may be something interesting there, because it's like a mix. It sounds like it's a mix of motivational speaking and mindset speaking, mindset kind of keynotes. That would probably be a really interesting fit there, and that is definitely where most of those keynotes fall in. The paid ones are mostly around motivation and mindset.
First off, I'd be completely terrified, but also I'd be completely excited.
Yeah, I totally.
Joe, for the record, I think you do good at that. Seriously.
Thank you. Actually, that was something that we wanted to look into. Actually, was speaking for this year, and that would definitely be a way that we could get our goal of serving 25,000 people this year. Because I know it's definitely doable. It absolutely is. I guess my question would be, what would be the next step to proceed that way? I know I would just keep doing what I'm doing with the blabs, and I'm actually going to start and with the podcasting and really starting to better develop what it is in my own head. Because what I love doing is I love explaining it to people, and then they're like, actually, this makes no sense right now, and I'm like, well, that's kind of good and it's kind of not good, because that's part of the whole. I'm like, well, that's part of the whole thing of like allowing you to expand what's actually possible. And like so often we put these barriers, or we believe these things that aren't even true, which impedes our creativity and what's actually possible. And yeah, what if we're believing rules that aren't even true? That's affecting how we're able to create in business and life. So at one aspect, I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like that it's not concrete to you right now, because it allows me and it makes me know that you're actually thinking about what I'm saying. That it's not just concrete. Whether that's a good mindset or not, it sounds fun to me. But the other aspect is it really forces me to say, you know what, you're right. Like this is the concept. How can I better pivot? How can I either pivot, or how can I better explain it? I don't know where I was going, but
yeah, I mean, well, what it is like the easiest way that I've heard to get started is basically identify what you want to speak about, or what you think you'd be good at speaking about, and find like meetup groups or find like small events that like chambers of commerce put on, things like that, and essentially just ask them if you can speak there. Just be like, hey, you know, I noticed you have a panel on this. Do you mind if I come and do that? And you know, you offer to do it for free. Basically offer to do it for free for the first 1 or 2 times. If you can, try and leverage it and say like, you know, I'm not going to expect you to pay me, but if you can cover the cost of having like a video team or something there, because having that on video or having that in pictures it's going to be worth all its weight in gold in getting more of those speaking gigs.
I like that. My initial thought immediately though is how can I leverage myself, because you can only go to so many speaking gigs per year.
Yeah. I mean, like the fee for it increases over time, right? So what I've seen with a lot of the people that do it's like a great example, the guy who created how to create rabid zombie customers or something like that, or customer loyalty that's like rabid. He basically wrote a best-selling book, but what he did was he started doing speaking engagements that then got leveraged into paid speaking engagements that then got leveraged into like paid Skype calls in order to be an authority and expert, as well as speaking engagements. And then what he did was when he had that authority built, he wrote a book. Book sold, you know, X number of hundreds of thousands, generated a couple million in revenue. But now he does speaking engagements, he does Skype calls. They're all paid, and he does consulting.
I think you might be picking up by 2 microphones.
Is it?
Yeah, it does sound like that. Sounds like it's like double. That's weird.
Is your headset muted? Like, is your headset picking up at all?
No, headset's not. The mic port's not connected. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Isn't it?
Terril, I was just gonna say, I think another way you could leverage it, if you do want to get into like doing motivational speaking and stuff like that, is just start posting stuff on YouTube. Like
I did today. It was a short 4-minute video, I think.
There you go. And just keep doing it, and
yeah,
reading up on more stuff and trying to reverse engineer us to figure out what gets us going. I think would be that's a good way to leverage it. But yeah, Jamal's idea is like top notch too. Become a speaker, like that's. I could see you doing that. You and Daniel, that'd be funny. You guys do that. Yeah, I didn't realize the time. I actually got to get going. It's kind of late. But yeah, is there anything I can help the two of you with before I go, or anything?
I think we've covered it, for me at least.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Jamal?
Cool.
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
Well,
Cool.
thank you everyone for watching, and we hope to see you next Tuesday. So, bye-bye for now.